The Right to Information Bill is an act that provides Ghanaian citizens the right to access information from government and also allows the public to know what is taking place in public offices and the ability to observe policies, decisions, as well as the conduct of civil servants. Now, the bill is back to Parliament after members in 2012 failed to pass it into law due to some controversies that surrounded it. First time on the floor of Parliament Tuesday, November 12. But Chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Alban Bagbin, told TV3 the bill is unlikely to be passed this year, and very soon we'll be hearing reasons why he is citing this.
And we see here people raising concerns about what is in the bill, to the extent that some people say that it's even better not to pass this bill in its present form than passing a bill which they believe will be a bad law. And so it means that we still have to give room for these people to appear before Parliament to ventilate their views. And if we are convinced that these are genuine issues that are raised, meant to improve upon the legislation, why not? When the budget is laid, which is coming next week, the priority of the House will be to process the budget. It's not really a suitable time to lay such a critical bill, but we'll do our best to see what we can do, but it's unlikely, very, very unlikely to get it through this year.
Why? So what would be the reasons why this bill cannot be passed into law on the floor of Parliament? We're being joined in the studios this afternoon by the President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Dr. Afil, to also share his concerns on that particular issue. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And I would say congratulations.
Thank you. It's a privilege to appear before a celebration like you.
Oh, come on. Now, let's look at the importance of information, giving information out and also receiving information. As media practitioners, how important is the information bill?
But let me clarify this point that the rights to information law, or the proposed rights to information law, is not media specific. It is tagged as a people's law in the sense that it will inure to the benefit of all classes of people, irrespective of your background, because it will enable you to access information which is being held in the custody of the people by certain people in positions of power and authority. But you know, information, access information, as far as the media is concerned, access information is so central to our ability and capacity to gather quality information, disseminate
to give to the public.
Yes, yeah, and then it meets a very critical good governance dimension. Understand? Openness, transparency, accountability, and all that. The best of sources can let you down. And most often, we find ourselves in a quandary, and we are criticized for not cross-checking, even though we have no excuse not to cross-check our information. But because under the present environment, people who hold information on behalf of the people are not obliged by any law to give out information on demand by the public or even journalists. So we've been fighting for the past 10 years or more. The proposed law has been incubating, and one can tell it's simply inexplicable that for over 10 years this bill has not been passed into law. We appreciate and recall with pride the alacrity with which the Kufuor government repealed the criminal libel law. One would have expected that the right information law would have followed soon after the repeal of criminal libel law, but it had been going back and forth. For 8 years, the Kufuor government failed to pass this bill into law. And this NDC-1 came, and we were promised that during the first 100 days of Mercy's administration, it was going to pass into law. It never happened. And then we are in the Mahama administration, and one can make a quantum leap into conclusion.
But you would also
lack
recall,
of political will
you would also recall,
is so conspicuous by its absence in whatever is happening.
You would also recall that in 2012 we had this right information bill on the floor of the House, and we understand there were some controversies. Would you share with us, especially with the media?
The coalition of the rights information, of which the DJ is an active member, is that it is what is worth doing is worth doing well. That we want to stick to the present dispensation rather than inflicting any kind of law on us. The Zimbabwe example, provides a fountain of lessons from which all of us should drink. Zimbabwe has a right information law, right? It's an apology of a right information law. The people are still shackled by all kinds of restrictive laws. They are still hobbled by all kinds of restraints.
So what were the defects that the media had with the law?
The one key defect is the absence of an independent body to administer the law. Under the proposed bill, under the previous bill, the Attorney General Department was taxed, or was going to be taxed, the responsibility to administer the law. And we think that there's no difference between the Attorney General and the government, because it's a wing of the government. We need an independent body, a commission, independent commission. The time frame within which information was to be released, 90 days. You and I understand that information is so perishable. So how do you wait for 90 days to access vital information?
Information is key.
Understand? So we also had a problem with the time frame. And then the fee regime. We think, since the people's law, the fee which is going to slap on anybody who requires information should be such that it should be affordable to everybody. So there's the need to do some adjustment about what one should pay to access information. And we also have certain issues we think. So these are informs our position that the right thing ought to be done. Otherwise, it's better to stick to the present dispensation.
Right, the media has identified the defects, and now we have the right information bill before the floor of the House once again. But it looks like this time around, we might not see it being passed. Reasons given by Alban Bagman, I'm sure you hear that. What would this translate to you, looking at the subsequent budget and then other debates that we are likely to see on the floor of the House?
It reinforces the need for us to sharpen our advocacy tools, to step up our agitations, to mobilize as many people as possible, civil society, NGOs. Indeed, a broad suite of guardians to look at it. As I said, it's not a media-specific law. It's a people's law. So everybody, what concerns all, to be discussed by all. So it reinforces the need for everybody to show demonstrably his or her concern about what is happening, because we know corruption, the corruption is an issue now, and the cancerous effects of corruption ripples far away to the extent that Ghana's image, is so corrosive. Corruption has made our image so corrosive in international circles, even national circles. So the right information law, we open the system, we make it more transparent, it make it possible for people to access information and help curb corruption and expose other dark spots in government and private circles. All
right, thank you so much, Dr. Afolman, telling us the reasons why we should look at the urgency in passing the right to information bill. Dr. Afolmoni is the president of the Ghana Journalists Association.